So grateful for this beautiful evening and your presence tonight. Welcome, welcome. We are here for our 31st year, conducting the orchestra of bringing in this meditative energy for people who walk on these grounds and come to avail themselves of the magic of the enzyme bath and all the other offerings we have here. And we so much appreciate being able to do something like this, which is kind of an intensification of the essence of who and what we are, our nexus in our community for elevating our being to its highest potential. So thank you, and we're very happy with your help in supporting the Center for Climate Protection tonight, and could not be more delighted to be welcoming the amazing clan, Rumi's Caravan.
This being human is a guest house. Every day, a new arrival, the joy, the depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door, laughing. Be grateful for whoever comes, for each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Dear friends, welcome to Rumi's Caravan. We have music and poetry for you this evening, and my fellow travelers are working from a repertoire of poems learned by heart. We don't know what we're going to say. It's one poem inspiring another poem, or one theme inspiring another. So I invite you to really arrive into your beings. Take a deep breath, settle in, and let the words and music carry you home.
Rumi says, "Oh, pilgrim, where are you? Where have you been? While you have been wandering the earth, the beloved has been here the whole time waiting for you. Let the caravan bring you home to your heart's deepest desires. The treasure you sought is buried in your own garden. Behold the face in the mirror. Look behind the eyes and see the one who has always held you. You are seen. You are known. You are loved. If your seeking has brought you here at last, you know that there is nowhere else to go and nothing more to say."
Rumi says, all day I think about it, and at night I say it. Where did I come from? And what am I supposed to be doing? If I sip of an answer, I'd break out of this prison for drunks. Now, I didn't come here of my own accord, and I won't leave that way. Rumi says, whoever brought me here, let him take me back. Rumi says, when I'm outside the telling of it, I grow very quiet and hardly speak at all.
Hafiz, 100 years later, said, "Light will someday split you open, even if your life is now a cage. For a divine seed, the crown of destiny, lies hidden and sown on an ancient fertile plain you hold the title to. Love will surely bust you wide open into an unfettered blooming new galaxy. Even if your mind is now a stubborn mule, a life-giving radiance will come. The friend's gratuity will come. Oh, look again within yourself, for I know you were once the elegant host to all the marvels in creation. From a sacred crevice in your body, a bow rises each night and shoots your soul into God. Behold the beautiful, drunk, singing one from the lunar advantage of love. She is conducting the affairs of the whole universe while throwing wild parties in a treehouse on a limb in your heart.
You know, folks, this is a poetic conversation. We have no idea what poems we're going to say. That poem had trees in it, so Rumi would say, Lord, the air smells good today. straight from the mysteries within the inner courts of God. It's a grace, like free clothes thrown across the garden, a free medicine for everyone, and the trees in praise, and the birds in prayer, and the first iris singing. Whatever came from being is caught up in being, drunkenly forgetting the way back. But one man turns and feels his birth pulling separate from the others. Now, he fills with light, and the colors change here. He drinks it in, and everyone becomes wonderfully drunk, shining with his beauty. Rumi says, I cannot honestly say I feel the pain of others when the world seems so sweet. Walking out of the Treasury building, I feel very generous. Anyone still sober on a day like this must be afraid of people, afraid of what they'll say. Well, enough talking. If we eat too much greenery, we'll smell like vegetables.
Well, I have to offer this kind of in response to Rumi's comment that it's hard to feel others people's pain when you're caught in the divine love. This is a brief for the defense by Jack Gilbert, who says, sorrow everywhere, slaughter everywhere. If babies aren't starving someplace, they're starving somewhere else with flies in their nostrils. But we enjoy our lives because that is what God wants. Otherwise, the mornings before summer's dawn would not be made so fine. The Bengal tiger would not be fashioned so miraculously well. The poor women at the fountain are laughing together between the suffering they have known and the awfulness in their future. They are smiling and laughing while someone in the village is very sick. There is laughter every day in the terrible streets of Calcutta, and the women laugh in the cages of Bombay. If we deny our happiness, resist our satisfaction, we lessen the significance of their deprivation. We must risk delight. We can do without pleasure, but not delight, not enjoyment. We must have the stubbornness to embrace our gladness in the ruthless furnace of this world. To make injustice the sole measure of our attention is to praise the devil. If the locomotive of the Lord runs us down, we should give thanks that the end had magnitude. We must admit that there will be music despite everything. We stand at the prow again of a small ship, anchored late at night in the tiny harbor, looking over to the sleeping island. The waterfront is 3 shuttered cafes and a single naked lamp burning. To hear the sound of oars in the silence as a rowboat comes slowly out and then goes back is truly worth all the years of sorrow that are to come.
I wonder if you knew you'd be the last to touch someone. If If you were taking tickets, for example, at the theater, tearing the stubs and giving back the ragged pieces, you might take care to touch that palm. Brush your fingertips along the lifeline's crease. When the man pulls his wheeled suitcase too slowly through the airport, when the car in front of me doesn't signal, when the clerk at the pharmacy won't say thank you, I don't remember. They're going to die. A friend told me she'd been with her aunt. They'd just had lunch, and the waiter, a young gay man with plum black eyes, joked as he served the coffee, kissed her aunt's powdered cheek as they left. Then they walked 1 block, and her aunt dropped dead on the sidewalk. How close does the dragon's spume have to come? How wide does the crack in heaven have to open? What would people look like if we could see them as they are, soaked in honey, stung and swollen, reckless, pinned against time?
William Stafford says, yes, it could happen anytime. Tornado, earthquake, Armageddon, it could happen. Or salvation, it could, you know. That's why we wake. Look out. No guarantees in this life, but some bonuses. Like morning, like noon, like right now.
Naomi Shihabnai says, before you can know the true meaning of kindness, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all that must go so you know how great the desolate landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you can know the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead by the side of the road. You must see how this could be you, how he too was someone who journeyed through the night with the plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you can know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak with it until your tongue grips the thread of all sorrow, and then you see the full size of the cloth. Then you know it is only kindness that means anything anymore. Only kindness that wakes you in the morning and ties your shoes and sends you out to purchase bread and mail letters. Only kindness that lifts its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for all your life," and then goes with you everywhere like a shadow or a friend.
Antonio Machado. This is a translation by Robert Bly. Antonio Machado says, "I have walked along many roads and open paths through brush. I've sailed on 100 seas, tied up on 100 shores, and everywhere I've gone, I've seen excursions of sadness, angry and melancholy drunkards with black shadows, and academics in their off-stage clothes who look and say nothing and think they know because they do not drink wine in ordinary bars. They're evil men who walk about polluting the earth." And he says, "Everywhere I've gone, I've seen men who laugh and dance when they can, and work the few inches of ground around them. When they show up somewhere, they never ask where they are, so they don't know how to hurry, not even on holidays. When they take a trip, they ride on the backs of old mules. These men are the good ones, who love and work and walk and dream, and on a day no different than any other, they lie down beneath the earth." Antonio Machado.
Another from Antonio Machado. He says, "It's possible that while sleeping, the hand that sowed the seeds of stars started the ancient music going again, like a note from a great harp. And the frail wave came to our lips as one or two honest words. It's possible that while sleeping, the hand that sows the seeds of stars started the ancient music going again, like a note from a great harp. And the frail wave came to our lips as one or two honest words."
I'm going to segue with a non sequitur. This is Ellen Bass asking directions in Paris. Saint-Michel, you pronounce the question carefully. And when the native stops, shifting her sack of wine and baguettes, lifting her manicured hand, you feel a flicker of accomplishment. But beyond that, all clarity dissolves. For the woman in the expensive shoes and suit, exactly the soft gray of clouds above the cathedral, does not say to the right, to the left, straight ahead. Phrases you memorized from tapes driving around your hometown, or listened to in your pocket Berlitz on the plane. But relays something wholly unintelligible, some version of, at the corner, he is a shop of jewels in a fountain when the hotel arrives on short feet. You listen hard, nodding, as though your pleasant disposition and your willingness to go wherever she tells you will somehow make her next words pop up from this ocean of sound. If you're brave enough, or very nervous, you might admit you don't understand. And though evening is coming on, and her family's waiting, her husband smoking another galwaz, the children setting the table, she repeats it again. Another gesture of her lovely hand, from which you glean no more than you did the first time. And as you thank her profusely and set out full of groundless hope, you think, this must be how it is with destiny. God explaining and explaining what we must do, and all we can make out are a few unconnected phrases, a word or two, a wave in what we pray is the right direction. Ellen Bass.
A non sequitur, huh? Okay. I can't pass this up. This poem is too big to be recited indoors. It really needs a huge space. And she did say ocean in the poem. So this is D.H. Lawrence, Whales Weep Not. And we did have some whales cavorting in the bay recently. So here we go. They say the sea is cold, but the sea contains the hottest blood of all. All the whales on the wider deep, hot are they, as they urge on and dive beneath the icebergs. The right whales, the hammerheads, the sperm whales, the killers, there they go, hot, wild, white breath out of the sea. And in the tropics, tremble they with love, and roll with massive, strong desires, like gods, and the great bull lies up against his bride in the blue, deep bed of the sea, as mountain pressing on mountain. And out of the inner red ocean of whale blood, the long tip reaches, strong, intense, like the maelstrom tip, and comes to rest in the clasp and soft, wild clutch of the she-whale's fathomless body. And across the bridge of the whale's strong phallus, linking the wonder of whales, burning archangels of bliss keep passing back and forth from him to her, from her to him. It's great cherubim that wait on whales, suspended in the sea, old hierarchies, and enormous mother whales, dreaming with their strange whale eyes wide open, nursing their whaled calves, dreaming of the beginning and the end. And the great bulls gather their wives and whale calves in a circle when danger threatens on the surface of the ceaseless flood, and range themselves like great seraphim, surrounding their huddled monsters of love. And all this happens in the sea, in the salt, but without words. And Aphrodite among the fishes skips and is a she-dolphin. She's the gay, delighted porpoise sporting with love in the sea. She's the female tunny fish, round and happy with the males. Dark rainbow bliss under the sea. Thank you.
David White says, all the true vows are secret vows. The ones you speak out loud are the ones you break. There is only one life you can call your own, and 1,000 others you can call by any name you like. Hold to the truth you make every day with your own body. Don't turn your face away. Hold to your own truth at the center of the image you were born with. Those who do not understand their destiny will never understand the friends they have made, nor the work they have chosen, nor the one life that waits beyond all the others. By the lake, in the wood, in the shadows, you can whisper that truth to the quiet reflection you see in the water. What you hear from the water, remember, it wants you to carry the sound of its truth on your lips. Remember, in this place, no one can hear you. And out of the silence, you can make a promise it will kill you to break. That way, you'll know what is real. I know what I am saying. Time almost forsook me. Then I looked again. Seeing my reflection, I broke a promise and spoke for the first time after all these years in my own voice, before it was too late to turn my face again.
David White. It doesn't interest me if there's one God or many gods. I want to know if you belong or feel abandoned. If you have known despair or can see it in others. I want to know if you are prepared to live in the world with its harsh need to change you. If you can look back with firm eyes saying, this is where I stand. I want to know if you know how to melt into that fierce heat of living, falling toward the center of your longing. I want to know if you are willing to live day by day with the consequence of love and with the bitter, unwanted passion of your sure defeat. I am told in that fierce embrace, even the gods speak of God.
Two David Whites deserve a third. David White says, this is not the age of information. This is not the age of information. Forget the news, the radio, and the blurred screen. This is the time of loaves and fishes. People are hungry, and one good word is bread for 1,000. Call and response, my darlings. This is not the age of information.
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 Forget the news.
Forget the news.
The radio. The blurred screen. This is the time of loaves and fishes. This is the time of loaves and fishes. People are hungry.
People are hungry.
And one good word
One good word
is bread for 1,000.
is bread for 1,000.
My daughter is about to move away from home, and it's been a really rich time of getting in all the last bits of things I want to tell her, like I'll never see her again, right? And just so much love, so much remembering. So this is an Ellen Bass called For My Daughter on Her 21st Birthday. Oh, hopefully I won't cry. Maybe I shouldn't do it. When they laid you in the crook of my arm like a bouquet, and I looked into your eyes, 2 bits of dark sky, I thought, of course this is you. Like a person who's never seen the sea can recognize it at once. They pulled you from me like a cork, and all the love flowed out. I adored you with the squandering passion of spring that shoots green from every pore. You dug me out like a well. You lit the dead wood of my heart. You pinned me to the earth with the points of stars. I was sure that kind of love would be enough. I thought I was your mother. How could I have known that over and over you would crack the sky like lightning, illuminating all my fears, my weaknesses, my sins. Massive, the burdens this flesh must bear, like mules of love.
Gary Snyder, changing diapers. Gary Snyder said, how intelligent he looks on his back, both feet caught in my one hand. His glance set sideways on a giant poster of Geronimo with a Sharps repeating rifle on his knee. I open, wipe. He doesn't seem to notice, nor do I. You know, baby legs and knees, toes like little peas, little wrinkles, good to eat, eyes bright, chest swelling, drawing air. Oh, no trouble, friend. You and me and Geronimo are men.
Well, this is another Gary Snyder. For the children, for Hallie on her adventure at college. The rising hills, the slopes of statistics lie before us. The steep climb of everything going up as we all go down. In the next century, or the one beyond that, they say, are valleys, pastures. We can meet there in peace, if we make it. To climb these coming crests, one word to you and your children. Stay together, burn the flowers, go light. This is one from a good friend of Gary's who lives on the opposite side of the country, Wendell Berry. And this is his manifesto of the Mad Farmer Liberation Front. Love the quick profit, the annual raise, vacation with pay. Want more of everything ready-made. Be afraid to know your neighbor and to die, and you'll have a window in your head. Not even your future will be a surprise anymore. Your mind will be encoded in a little chip and locked away in a drawer somewhere. When they want you to buy something, they'll call you. When they want you to die for profit, they'll let you know. So friends, every day do something that won't compute. Love the world. Love the Lord. Work for nothing. Give all that you have and be poor. Love someone who doesn't deserve it. Denounce the government and embrace the flag. Hope to live in that free republic for which it stands. Ask the questions that have no answers. Praise ignorance, for what mankind has not discovered, he is not destroyed. Invest in the millennium. Plant sequoias. Say that your main crop is the forest that you did not plant and that you will not live to see harvested. Say that the leaves are harvested when they have rotted into the mold. Call that profit. Put your faith in the 2 inches of humus that will build under the trees every 1,000 years. Expect the end of the world. Laugh. Laughter is immeasurable. Be joyful though you have considered all the facts. So long as women do not go cheat for power, please women more than men. Ask yourself, will this satisfy a woman satisfied to bear a child? Will this disturb the sleep of a woman near to giving birth? Go with your love to the fields. Rest easy in the shade. Lay your head in her lap and swear allegiance to what is nighest your thoughts. As soon as the generals and the politicos have learned to predict the motions of your mind, leave it. Lose it as a sign to mark the false trail, the way you didn't go. Be like the fox who makes more tracks than necessary, some in the wrong direction. Practice resurrection.
Relax. Bad things are going to happen. Your tomatoes are going to grow a fungus, and your cat will get run over. Someone will leave the bag with the ice cream melting in the car and throw your blue cashmere sweater in the dryer. Your husband will sleep with a girl your daughter's age, her breasts spilling out of her blouse. Or your wife will remember she's a lesbian and leave you for the woman next door. The other cat, the one you never really liked, will contract a disease that requires you to pry open its feverish mouth every 4 hours. Your parents will die. No matter how many vitamins you take, how much Pilates, you will lose your keys, your hair, and your memory. If your daughter doesn't plug her heart into every live socket she sees, you will come home to find that your son has emptied the refrigerator, dragged it to the curb, and called the used appliance store for pickup drug money. There's a Buddhist story of a woman chased by a tiger. When she comes to a cliff, she sees a sturdy vine and climbs halfway down. But there's another tiger below. And two mice, one white, one black, scurry out and begin gnawing on the vine. At this point, she notices a wild strawberry growing in a crevice. She looks up, down at the mice, then she eats the strawberry. So here's the view, the breeze, the pulse in your throat. Your wallet will be stolen. You'll get fat. Slip on the bathroom tiles of a foreign hotel and crack your hip. You'll be lonely. Oh, taste. How sweet and tart the red juice is. How the tiny seeds crunch between your teeth.
Han Shan, that great and crazy Chinese poet 1,000 years ago, said we're all like bugs in a bowl. I say, that's right. Every day, climbing up the side, sliding back down over and over again. So, sit in the bottom of the bowl, head in your hands, moan, cry, feel sorry for yourself. Or, look around. Greet your fellow bugs. Say, hey, how are you doing? Say, nice bowl. David Butler.
I don't know whether you can all see it, but there's a couple of herons posing here, and I have to do this poem. This is from the Bamana people in West Africa. It's called Crown Crane. Crowned crane, beautiful crowned crane of power, bird of the word. Your voice took part in creation. What you speak is spoken clearly. You, the drum and the stick that beats it. When speaking of birds, you make the list complete. Even the tree you perch upon is worthy of commendation. Some birds have big heads and small beaks. Some have big heads and big beaks. You have self-knowledge. It was the Creator himself who has adorned you. People of this place, look. In the daytime, the shameless one dances. When Crown Crane speaks, the word is beauty. The beginning of beginning rhythm was voice of Crown Crane. The beginning of beginning rhythm, 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 the beginning of beginning rhythm. Crown Crane.
Kookaburras. The kookaburras, kingfishers, pressed against the edge of their cage. They asked me to open the door. They had the brown eyes of soft-hearted dogs. They didn't want to do anything extraordinary. Just fly home to their rivers. I remember how I turned and walked away. By now, I suppose the great darkness has covered them. Nothing else has changed either. As for me, I am not yet a god of even the palest flowers. The sun shines on the latch of their cage. Someone tosses their white bones on the dung heap, and I lie in the dark, my heart pounding. Mary Oliver.
Yeah. I have a bird, and it's Mary Oliver. Mary Oliver, wild geese. Wild geese. Mary Oliver says you don't have to be good. You don't have to be good. You don't have to walk on your knees through the desert repenting. You only need to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me of despair. Yours. I'll tell you mine. But meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself up to your imagination. It calls out to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over again, announcing your place in the family of things. Mary Oliver. Christine, sing some more and just play for a minute.
Christine Toulis on the harp. Doug Von Koss, Kay Krista, Joe Hoffman on sound, and Larry Robinson. We're coming to not quite the end, but I want to thank Michael for bringing us here again. I've known Michael for 51 years now. We were at school together at Santa Cruz in 1965. And the beauty and grace that he has created here is just a treasure for our whole community. So it's just such a delight to be here. And what interesting times we're living through. And to have a refuge like this, not just physically, but this refuge of music and beauty and poetry and community and love is what helps us continue on in this amazing adventure that we're on as a species. So I want to offer this poem. I think it's the oldest one that I know. It's from Sophocles, 2,500 years ago. Just to put a little context in our current circumstances. It's a modern translation by Seamus Heaney, wonderful Irish poet who died a couple years ago. He says, human beings suffer. They torture one another. They get hurt and get hard. No poem or play or song can fully right a wrong inflicted and endured. The innocent in jail beat on their bars together. The soldier's widow faints in the funeral home. History says, don't hope on this side of the grave. But then, once in a lifetime, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can rise up and hope and history rhyme. So hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge. Believe that further shore is reachable from here. Believe in miracles and cures and healing wells. Call that miracle self-healing, the utter self-revealing double take of feeling. If there's fire on the mountain or lightning and storm and a God speaks from the sky, it means someone is hearing the outcry and the birth cry of new life at its term.
I'd like to appreciate the depth of your listening tonight. It's remarkable and precious, and thank you. This is a poem by John Fox, and your being here reminds me of the poem. He says, when someone deeply listens to you, when someone deeply listens to you, it's like holding out a dented cup you've had since childhood and watching it fill up with cool, clear water. When someone deeply listens to you. When someone deeply listens to you, the room where you stay starts a new life. And the place where you wrote your first poem begins to glow in the mind's eye. It's as if gold had been discovered when someone deeply listens to you. When someone deeply listens to you, your bare feet are on the earth, and a beloved land that once seemed distant is at home again in your heart when someone deeply listens to you.
This is Joyce Sutphin on how to listen. She says, tilt your head slightly to one side and lift your eyebrows expectantly. Ask questions. Delve into the subject at hand or let things come randomly. Don't expect answers. Forget everything you've ever done. Make no comparisons. Listen with your eyes, as if the story you are hearing is happening right now. Listen without blinking, as if a move might frighten the truth away forever. Don't attempt to make any notes. Don't bring a camera or a recorder. This is your chance to listen deeply. Your own life might depend on what you hear. Your own life might depend on what you hear.
I think we have just about come to the end of the evening, and as Doug says, you've been so wonderful, and I know that it's very cold and everybody is eager to get warm again. So I'm going to leave you with one final poem from John O'Donohue. It's called Beanacht, which in Celtic means a blessing. And there's one other Irish word in this poem, currach, which means a small boat covered with skin. He says, on the day I've forgotten it again. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind the gray window and the ghost of loss gets into you, may there come a flock of colors, indigo, red, green, and azure blue, to awaken in you a meadow of delight. And the stain of ocean blackens beneath you. May there come across the water a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of the light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life. Thank you very much, and hope to see you again at the next time we do this.
Hey everybody, it was so great to play with you tonight. So I just want to let you know I have some CDs and information you can take home. My music is really here to support you on your inner journey, on your journey into your heart, your soul, your essence. And I'm also a healing arts practitioner doing hands-on and anointing with holy oils, some very, very special spiritual healing work. So please stay in touch. I have an email list here. My website is my name, ChristineToulis.com. So thank you. Great to connect.
Thank you.
Thank you.